I'm Marvel. This channel exists to connect gamers to MMOs they'll love. In this series, I play the most underrated MMORPG on Steam, Project Gorgon. It's inspired by old school MMOs like classic EverQuest, Asheron's Call 1, and Star Wars Galaxies. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more MMO content. Remember in the last episode in which I said I would learn a vastly more economical way to outfit my archer? I finally find out how here. See the buy used column? Presumably, players sold these items to Elahil for others to purchase. You can see an array of higher tier arrows available for purchase for only one console each. I'm not sure what consignment is for, although I presume it's akin to Rhizom's merchant feature, by which the items you sell to them can be sold back to players at an optional markup. I tried to strike up a conversation with Blanchy, the keeps gossip, yet she refuses because I'm covered in gore. See the dirt icon in the top left? That means I'm dirty. Since I'm an elf, we have a predisposition against being dirty. So I jump into the town fountain because that's a responsible thing to do. Remember all the little details that I've learned to stay alive? Come prepared, be cognizant of your surroundings. Let's see those skills in action. Let's break down my failure. First, I should have taken the multiple health bars as an ill omen that I should be extremely careful when pulling. Yet, 3 ads were called in. Moreover, these Manta slaves have enormous armor pools, against which my abilities are not well suited. In spite of these odds, I put my AoE abilities back to back, multi-shot and mini cuts, to take advantage of the group's proximity to me. I even threw an AoE spore bomb and used a healing kit. However, their collective rage meters fired off consecutively and bursted me down. Veterans of Project Gorgon. What else did I miss? After my resurrection, I head out again and stumble upon Tyrix the Guardian Elemental. By the way, if you haven't noticed, each of my video's thumbnails contains a hint regarding what the episode will be about. Will I experience a similar fate as I did against the Manta slaves? Watch and see. Despite not keeping his rage meter down, I was able to break his armor and out DPS his regeneration. See, combat wisdom? This seems to be an in-game currency that isn't spendable yet, although you can earn it from killing bosses. Veterans of Project Gorgon. What do you think it will be used for? I notice Badaba, a fairy, floating near the stone pillars, and I walk over. I presumed this Fae would teach me how to become a fairy? Not quite. With hilarious arrogance and shocking generosity, it teaches you how to fight with a knife, for free, all spun together with an apocalyptic view of the future akin to an inverted form of Ragnarok. I'm not sure with which abilities knife fighting pairs well, although I presume it focuses on high DPS tactics. Thanks to you, Project of Gorgon veterans, who have answered my questions in the comments on YouTube, Reddit, Discord, and Steam, my UI is far more readable than a few videos ago. A few of you have even noticed. Here are some of the improvements. First, see how my UI is horizontal? That gives me more central space to parse the details of a fight. Secondly, see the ability to the left of Fire Arrow? I forgot to record a few minutes of gameplay showing from whom I learned this ability. Sorry. It's part of my DOT strategy. Third, each type of interactable entity has its own color. Mobs are red, players are purple, and so on. Additionally, tooltips no longer cover my buffs and debuffs. That will help us to break apart the details of fights better. Continuing my reconnaissance of Furibule's Keep's Outlands, I locate a Psychic Mantis. I haven't fought one of these before. Numerically, it's tougher than me, so let's see how I do. Did you notice? Sure. I again failed to keep the rage bar low, yet right after the fight, Vam, a flying shapeshifter, dropped a healing sanctuary near me that presumably AoE heals nearby allies. What a cool ability. Nearby is an entrance to a cave tunnel. While I appreciate the Zelda style come back when you learn the proper skill idea, I prefer that the cosmetic experience of the cage match the player's expectation because this is a bit jarring. Why not make this cave mouth appear like a few rocks instead of a massive gaping opening that it actually isn't? However, it says that there may be another way in, so I'm off to look. In my search, I slay a Manta slave and it drops a Mind Enhancement Gem. What do these do? It's a 30-minute buff. That's useful. I like that not all drops are armor or ingredients. These are fun power-ups that keep the hunting enjoyable. I see another cave entrance, so perhaps this is the additional way in that we read about earlier. I'm first greeted by a charged pig, glowing with the power of Zeus himself or whoever his equivalent is in Project Gorgon. They hit and run. Time to see how that affects combat. Okay, so far so good. Yet I turn the corner and realize this is a group dungeon. I'm certainly in over my head, yet maybe I can explore a little further. I want to come back later because I love difficult group-based dungeon crawls. 2 charged pigs and a snail are down the hall. Right. Well, let's see what happens. The pigs don't seem to call for help, and their retreat gives me breaks to recover and shoot from a distance. I'm not sure what the vision is for their unique trait, yet it's playing into my build strengths. Perhaps it's more annoying for melee-only builds. There are 3 pigs in the next poll. I have yet to see what their rage ability is. Keep an eye out for it. Did you see? It seemed like a decently powerful direct damage spell followed by a stun, which would be dangerous if a few layered together, like my experience with the Mantis earlier. Thankfully, this time I was able to absorb the blow. I pull a Mantis slave, presuming that it is not allied with any mobs nearby. Watch what happens next. Despite my death by acid, my initial read of the situation was partially correct. The pigs were not in alliance with the insect, yet the slimy snails were. I wish it was more clear which mobs were linked, although I do enjoy the guessing game. After I respawn, a pseudo buff is applied to my character. My character now believes that she's the queen of a distant land. While not mandatory, it's a suggested roleplay option to explore. So, let's do it. I love that the designers added this system to encourage player interaction in a non-punishing way. I hurry back to Cerebral to announce the arrival of Marvel, the elven queen of somewhere, who is aghast at the lack of a royal entourage. Where is everyone? Shouldn't they know that Her Highness has graced their lands with regal presence and grace? I confront Griffon about this atrocity, and you'll see how the situation unfolds in the next episode. Thanks for watching.